Tuli Bungereza General Kaguta Museveni ne mutani we Muhoozi jawunyedda.
Have you not heard about John Bosco Chibalama? Yeah. Where is he? Where is the Mulia Christopher? Where is he? Why don't you address such issues rather than giving handouts to the people who have gold? How do you calculate that? Yeah. Eh? Is those handouts more valuable than gold? Uganda has gold. Yeah. Uganda is a rich country. We don't want your paper. We don't want your money is paper, just paper. You're giving out handouts.
Uganda was once a part of Africa. Museveni came, he destroyed our country.
And we will rebuild it. We will rebuild it and make it the basket of the world. Yes. So Mr. Sadek, take this information back to EU, the EU Commission, the EU Parliament, to Madame van der Leyen. We do not want handouts. Yes. We want democracy. We want the rule of law. We want the respect of human rights, not handouts. Yes. We are too rich. We have gold. So we don't want handouts. We are not scoundrels. We don't want handouts. We don't want any benefit out of it. We want to be able to enjoy the gold that God gave us, to go to our gold mines and enjoy it and have it as it is ours.
We have oil.
Don't give us your handouts. We don't want it. We are not scoundrels.
We don't want leftovers.
We are not vultures. Are we? So why do you come to Uganda and think you're going to be giving us droplets off your table? Mr. Sadek, why do you treat...
Stop pricing our minerals!
Mr. Sadek, please take the business back to Europe. Tell the EU Council Ugandans are not beggars. Ugandans are not scoundrels. Yes. Ugandans are rich people. Yes. We have gold, we have everything. We don't want the handouts. We don't want the handouts. Uganda will become too hot for you. Yes. And I remind you, Uganda will be too hot for you. Yes. We are not going to sit down and be silent when you are in bed with our oppressors. Yes. You are in bed with a dictator. Yes. You want to hand that money, those handouts to a dictator to keep him happy so that you can get to the gold mines. Yes. No, we are saying no to EU. We are saying no to your handouts. If you want to do business with us, let us sort out the democracy first. Yes. Let us sort out the peace, the security of Uganda before we can talk about that. Yes. Obviously, I'm one of the best negotiators that there is for our generations. If you want gold, let us negotiate. But don't go killing our people. Don't go killing people. Don't go funding dictators. Museveni must go.
Museveni must go.
Museveni must go.
Museveni must go.
Museveni and Muhoozi must go.
Museveni and Muhoozi must go.
Museveni and Muhoozi must go.
And
Museveni must go.
Museveni must go.
Museveni must go. Museveni must go.
Museveni must go.
We are not negotiating this. We are saying enough is enough. Stop funding this dictator. Stop funding the aggression against the people of Uganda. Stop funding the genocide. You are funding the genocide in Congo. Stop it. The Congolese are our brothers and sisters. You are robbing them of their minerals. And it is the EU. The other day, it was a doctor from the EU who was behind the exiling of His Majesty Ronald Muwenda Mutebi. We have pains. Stop. The EU is only a pain in Uganda. The EU is more than a pain in Uganda. We are asking you to stop your aggression. We are asking you to stop. Leave Uganda a free country. Leave our people and leave our gold. Leave our natural resources. Stop funding a dictator. Next, I have to address the ICC. Yes. The Hague. Yes, as a citizen, I want to see justice. When are you going to address, when are you going to hear our petition?
Chagulani petition.
Our petition, the petition of the people of Uganda against Museveni.
Yes.
Chief Prosecutor Karim Khan, why are you going round and round in circles? When will you present this before the judges?
Yes.
When will you present this before the judges?
When?
Karim Khan QC, you are the chief prosecutor. When will you prosecute Museveni and Muhoozi? When will you prosecute Damulira? When will you prosecute all those generals, the Kayihuras? When will you prosecute them? We have put evidence before you, evidence beyond reasonable doubt. You didn't have to look for evidence. We put evidence before you that even a blind man could see. Why have you not dealt with it? Every time we raise up this issue, you go after Kony. I tell you that Museveni is the Kony you are looking for. Museveni was behind Kony.
Yes.
Museveni was behind Rakwena.
Yes.
Museveni was behind the ADF.
Yes.
Museveni is behind the M23.
Yes.
So if you are looking for Kony, Kony is in Uganda, in Entebbe State House. Go for him. And this is the best time to go for him.
Yes.
He can no longer run. He can no longer go back to the bush and hide. This is the time to get Museveni. Get Museveni, put him in Guantanamo Bay. He is a criminal. Museveni is a criminal. He is the man behind the M23 rebels in Congo. Every war that has gone on in the Great Lakes region, it has been Museveni. Museveni is the man who led to the split of Sudan.
Yes.
He funded Bashir while he's street talking the then presidential hopeful John Garang. And after that he killed him. Museveni is a problem. Museveni is a problem. Stop funding him and make sure you get him to the Hague.
Yes.
So Karim Khan QC, we are asking you, please do your job.
Yes.
You are in office to do your job.
Yes.
You are in office to prosecute criminals.
Yes.
Not to have a cup of tea with him. Not to have to visit him. You are not in office to visit Museveni, are you?
No.
Please do your job.
Yes.
The UK sent you to that court so you can go and prosecute those criminals.
Yes.
Museveni, there is evidence, more than enough evidence. The UN has been documenting his criminality.
Yes.
So please use the evidence that's put before you and prosecute Museveni. Next, I will address the UN. First of all, I will speak to the Secretary General, Mr. Guterres. Why are you silent in the face of adversity?
Why?
If you are silent in the face of adversity, when you hope to ever speak, to ever stand up? When I was a 3-year-old, I used to hear of Guterres Gary, who was a UN Secretary General. And I asked my grandfather, why is this man always on radio? We didn't have a telly at the time. And every time he was going about the war in Lebanon, he visited them. When will you visit Uganda for the Ugandans?
Yeah.
When will you address the issues of Uganda? I know the UN has been addressing this thing, has been documenting this thing, but you as the Secretary General, why don't you come up and condemn it publicly? Why? When will you do it?
When?
When all Ugandans are dead? When all Ugandans are dead? When the River Nile becomes blood? Or when Victoria becomes blood? Stand up and speak for the people. That's why you are in office, Mr. Guterres. That's why you are in office. That's why you are given the mandate.
Yes.
The UN Charter, Chapter 6, talks about pacification of all parts of the world. Is Uganda not part of it? Is Uganda not a signatory to the UN Charter? Why does the UN keep quiet when there is this massacre going on? Why does the UN pretend as if you don't see? You have been dropped silent about the genocide going on in Congo. You have been dropped silent about the genocide going on in Karamoja.
Yes.
When will you talk about these things? When will you do something about it? When Rwanda, the same president of Rwanda, he was behind the genocide, 1994.
Yes.
The UN was silent. And when there was blood all over the place, there were planes and planes of the UN with bags of food. People don't want food. People want life fast.
Yes.
Don't always wait for the worst before you can act.
Yes.
The reason why the UN was put in place is because they wanted the pacification of the world.
Yes.
When will you pacify?
Yes.
When will you pacify?
When?
Kati kanjogera ka yaba na Uganda.
Bebiri mu ggwanga lya Bungereza ne baganda baffe bannayuganda abali eyo nga beekalakaasa olw'ekugabbi olw'ebikolobero ebikolwa General Kaguta Museveni bannayuganda abatalina musango batalina buzibu wabula olw'okuba nti ye yamanya nti yatere embundu yafuna obwogerero bannayuganda atuusaako butuusa ebikolobero nga bw'ayagala bannayuganda battanga bw'ayagala bannayuganda tulugunyanga bw'ayagala bannayuganda basibanga bw'ayagala bannayuganda wambanga bw'ayagala ti bannayuganda bawangalira UK Bungereza bagamba nti General Museveni bino abikola olw'ensimbi eziva e UK. Anabagambye Donald Trump ayongedde okusala okuba okutema ssente z'adatibwa General Museveni kakati nno nga General Museveni alimira nga ali maziga kuba akasente kagenda kakendeerera ddala ne kati bannayuganda bagala ne Bungereza ensimbi zewa General Museveni nazo ezikomye nazo ezisale General Museveni asigale seke asigala kyalina nsimbi zimuyinula ensimbi zimupikaapika ezo okukola ebikolobero ku bannayuganda okubabonyabonya bamalako eddembe mukaate nga be bawi b'omusolo abandigwanidde okweyagalira nsi yaabwe nga bannayuganda.
To free all the political prisoners in Uganda. They have not committed any offense. We want them released. We want them set free. Be on the side of opposition has never been an offense in the world. Only in Uganda, when you're an opposition leader, when you believe in democracy, when you believe in change, it's a criminal offense and is punishable by capital death sentence is the sentence under this brutal dictator. We are calling on the Museveni family to stop buying arms to Uganda, to stop the shipment of ammunition to Uganda. Museveni family, stop gas to kill Ugandans. The Museveni family, stop murdering Ugandans. Stop the land grab in Uganda. We are calling on the Museveni family to stand with the 47 million suffering Ugandans to bring change to Uganda. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. The UK gives Uganda £1 billion a year. For the last 40 years, that is 40 billion. Kampala will be looking like central London. But Kampala is a ghetto where you don't have no electricity in the night, where you don't have no roads. Uganda, we don't have no schools. In Uganda, we don't have no working hospitals. Under this brutal dictator, you sending $1 billion to Uganda with no accountability. We want accountability on the money you send to Uganda. Uganda is the worst corrupt country under this Museveni, the brutal dictator of Uganda. To reach the Prime Minister in the UK at a cost of 13.5 billion rich, the richest man in Africa. But that is where Ugandans cannot afford a £1 paracetamol. It's Uganda where Ugandans cannot afford a £1 meal under this brutal dictator of Uganda. Ugandans are tired of the junta rule. We want democracy in Uganda, but we cannot get democracy in Uganda under this brutal dictator, Museveni, the junta of Uganda. For the last 40 years, we live under dictatorship in Uganda. For the last 40 years, we don't know any president in Uganda apart from the junta. People power. Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
We are Ugandans and we are professionals. But today, Friday, the 7th of March, 2025, for the 47 suffering million Ugandans, we have called on a day off from work to come and expose the brutality under the brutal dictator Museveni of Uganda, to expose the human rights abuses in Uganda under this junta. Museveni of Uganda, a brutal dictator. He came to power in 1986 and is still in power. And for all this time, Ugandans are being brutalized. Women are being raped. Men, where are you? I can't hear myself. Desmond, I can't hear myself. You can hear me? A brutal dictator from Uganda, Museveni, a junta from Uganda, who has been in power for the last 40 years. Most of you are not born yet. In the UK, we've changed 13 prime ministers. In America, 10 presidents. In Uganda, no way. We are still under the one-way rule. The junta, Museveni of Uganda. We are calling on the international community to stand with the Ugandans in removing the brutal dictator, Museveni of Uganda. People power.
Power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Pastor.
Akazindalo tekalidde futali sinze. Ye. Desmond. Bring out the Mahima. Yes. You know. Yes. Yeah. Mama, nice to see you. Yes. Desmond, those are all. Yes. It's on. Get the other two. Desmond, get the other set. Yeah. Mzee asoma. Ali mu kusoma. Yeah. Yes.
We want this war on African people to stop.
kale kyekyo kiri ebungereza UK abaganda baffe bataddewo embeera era nga tutereza eggwanga lyaffe nga tugoba nakyemalira UK ekomye okuwa General Museveni ensimbi. UK stop funding General Kaguta Museveni his son.